Hey guys, my name is James.
I'm Nicole.
And this is Mostly Speaking Sentai, the Stuntacular. Oh, yes, guys. Like I said, my name is James, and there need no introduction necessary today. Oh, yes. Oh, feeling it in my veins. You're about to find out why, but I'm going to introduce my co-host, my favorite Italian, Nicole the Bricks Jakis.
Hi.
Oh, it's tragic. You know, Nicole, how are you?
Get a cough drop, dude.
I can't have a cough drop in my mouth. It's not the fact that I need to cough. It's the fact that my lungs are now needing to cough. You know?
No.
Because I was just like, you know? Nicole, I came up with this last night when I was a little zooted. A fantastic would you rather. Can I posit it to you?
I guess.
All right, would you rather have to eat your way out of a chocolate coating every single morning, like someone, like a giant dunks you in a dippy cone? You put a cone in chocolate dipping and then it hardens. You don't have to worry about breathing. So it's just out of sheer willpower of eventually you get strong enough to break through that chocolate, or you eat the chocolate. Or would you rather every time you see an authority figure, you have to kiss your muscles like, mwah, 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 throw me in, coach. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I can prove it. I'm good enough for you.
God, that would just take up so much time.
Yeah, you see a manager at a restaurant, you got to do that. Also, both you and I are pretty beta, so a lot of people are authority figures. So it would be a lot.
Yeah, definitely the chocolate one.
Ooh, because you like chocolate, baby. And I think you're in just underwear. They'll pull you out and then dip you in, so you don't have to worry about most of your clothes getting all...
So they undress me?
No, I mean, that's how you have to sleep. I mean, unless you want your clothes always covered in chocolate.
I don't fucking care.
Okay, all right. Nicole, the audience might be like, why do they sound a little distant or like they're in separate rooms? We are in separate rooms, and that is because one of us currently is just having a long continuous stinky pee, and then the other one does not have the cojones or the heart to confront them about it. So we're just in separate rooms, wait until one of the pee-pees stops and ceases, and no one knows who is doing it, you know?
Is piss code for COVID now?
Nicole, the bit was we were never going to say that I have, or that someone has a long pee-pee. I want it to be a long pee-pee.
Bit.
Yes, and that's what I need right now.
Bad.
I literally said, I need you to be goofy. I said, I need you. And you say, it's bad.
I can, but it needs to be quality goofs.
All right.
Not some shit you thought up when you were too high and sick.
Okay, I'm sorry. The creator of Pissmas doesn't think a long stinky pee is quality content.
No, dude.
Wow. Okay.
You know what is?
What?
Krampus.
Oh, is that going to be our new
bish?
inclusion into the Pissmas lexicon this year?
Duh.
Hell yeah. But Nicole, why are we in separate rooms?
We already said.
No, you didn't like the long stinky pee. What else could be the reason?
It's COVID.
No, Another reason. I had bits written out for later on of like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that
Are you fucking serious?
that New England man, or not New England, New Zealand man. I think he was holding in. I could see it in his face. I could see it in his eyes. Those cut in half, those green eyes with little seeds inside of them.
Yeah.
That he was holding in the longest stinky pee of his life.
Maybe.
I think he was.
You never know.
Okay, maybe one of us got possessed by a demon, and it's like, you know, have you seen The Exorcist?
No.
Okay, then fuck. Never mind this. I would just be spoiling the ending for you.
Wow. Rude.
I thought you had seen it already. Watch it. It's a class.
I want to, but you know.
I'll watch it with you.
Hell yeah.
I'm so scared of it, though. It's a terrifying movie.
That and Poltergeist.
Poltergeist, I think I'm fine with. I watched that a lot as a kid. So it's Steven Spielberg horror, so it can't be that terrifying, but I believe is there a clown in that? There might be a clown in that.
Oh, the toy clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a big old tree, too. Mm-hmm. And there's real dead bodies.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Man, and that little girl, she said, yup, and then nope.
Demons.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What's wrong with me is I have possibly a long stinky pee inside of me.
Yeah.
Guys, we got back from Florida.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Day 0. We get a message, and already I'm like, this is off to a start, because I get an email on my device, iPod, saying, hey, Amtrak has canceled your trip that is in less than 24 hours to get you to Muskegon, where you will be leaving pretty much directly from there to your flight. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I need to call Nicole. I go to call her, just dial tone. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? It's like, you are roaming. I was like, what is this? Then I get a text message saying, hey, we said we were going to give you until the end of the year, but we just switched over your phone to this really shitty non-phone that we sent you. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to get that all prepped in order to call you to be like, hey, here's the only other thing we could do, which was your mom pick us up in Michigan City, and which she did, and that was also a crapshoot. I was like, there was missed exits. A lot of stuff went wrong, and
we were trying to get food, and then they were closed.
Oh yeah,
and yeah.
I'm glad that did happen, because I was like, it reminded me, like, I love your family, but they're just like the most indecisive people. Or I don't actually think it's indecision. I think they are so like, well, what do you want? Like, to please the other person, instead of saying, I want this. Is there anyone who is adamantly opposed to that? No, okay, we're going there.
Right, like they won't just like directly say, hey, I want this one. They'll like ask you, or like do it in a way that like you have to make the decision.
Yeah.
But it has to be the decision that they want.
Yeah. Which
and if it's not, then it just like it just keeps, it's just a circle until you do the thing that they want. And it's like, then just say that.
Or just be like adamant, like I am, of like, we're doing this, or I'm doing this. I don't care about your decision. But yeah, that was an omen, okay? Listeners, keep that in the back of your mind, okay?
So, for example, the fucking sunscreen at the store.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, go grab one. So I was like, okay, I'm going to grab this one. And then my mom's like, well, do you think that's enough? And I was like, yeah, it'll be enough. And she's like, well, but like maybe that would be enough for you and James, but that's going to be for everyone. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And then she's like, well, and I'm like, okay, I'll get the bigger one then. And I like threw it in there. I'm like, if you just want the bigger one, just say that.
Yeah, just say, hey, I think that's we'll actually need this one.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, so day one, we go. Luckily, the flight was on time. I'm pretty sure an ex of mine was a flight attendant, but that's the blessings of having a mask on. No one knows that it's you. So airport was awesome, but then we had to pick up your sister because she flew into another airport. That one, and I got like shackled with being like the in quotes navigator, which that was a little stressful because I truly had like I was being asked questions that I'm like, I don't know this. Like, do you think there's a gas station over here? I was like, I don't know. Why would I know this?
And it's not like your mom, so you can't just be like, I don't fucking know, mom. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be sort of like more nice than normal.
Your mom did ask, what does Wawa mean? I go, I think just Wawa. And then she's like, is it an acronym or something? I was like, no, I think it just means Wawa. And she's like, well, what does Wawa mean? I'm like, I don't know. It means goose. I learned that from a Doughboys today.
Whoa. So
we get Ashley. We get to the condo. It's a nice condo. Shrek Forever After is our room. I was jazzed for this trip. It was looking to be pretty good. And then we went to the grocery store and I said, hey, we can be in and out of there in 30 minutes. And by we, I guess I like just Nicole and I.
I wanted to do fucking Instacart. I didn't even want to go to the fucking grocery store, dude.
However, if we had just done Instacart, it would have just been your stuff and they would have been on Instacart for so long to the point where I think they would have said, well, let's just go.
Well, no, like I just wanted to get what I needed and then they could go to the store.
And yeah, now that I like... After that, I was like, we shouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where someone was like doing a long stinky pee in my butt. You know, like
maybe
when you yawn, someone else will start yawning. When you start doing a long stinky pee,
it's contagious, is what you're saying.
Oh man, I'm so much full of stinky pee. It's like trying to come out of my throat. Do you have anything else for day one?
I don't know. We flew.
Yeah.
And that was scary. I don't like it.
Oh, I do. On the shopping, too much food for this amount of people.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, well, it's really expensive. And I'm like, yeah, because we went to the expensive grocery store.
Yeah, I said, let's go to Aldi because also I knew Aldi had fewer selections of things. So it wasn't like, well, what one do we get?
Sure.
Yeah.
But you know, my sister always has to have the expensive option of whatever it is. So we went to the expensive one.
Well, she helped me out with this long, or whoever out with this long stinky pee. We'll get into that later.
Whoever.
It could be you. We don't know which one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that repair guy came and he was all talking. He was cool, but yeah, he was holding in a pee, I think.
If you say so.
So then day 2 is, I think, the best day, Nicole.
Yeah.
Because even though we went to the pool, we had a great time, we got very sunburned because we all forgot to put on stuff.
Jesus.
You carry the conversation right now.
Well, okay. Yeah. We went to the pool and it was super fun. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't even care how dorky this is. I'm going to bring like snorkel goggles and diving rings. And it was super fun. I forgot how much I love just like swimming underwater.
It is very fun for like an hour.
Yeah. But I'm also pissed because I did not take Howard Kramer's advice that he made into a song. Mm-hmm. Double goggin, which is to bring a second pair of goggles.
Yeah, I talk about it. It is a focal point of the Scooby-Doo episode we write on Formulaic out October something.
And my sister was like, we We were like racing to get the diving rings, but I was the only one with goggles on. And eventually like went and got another pair, but it just sucks because it would have been fun if I just already had them.
I will say you were very not self-conscious about the bikini or not the swimsuit that you had. It was a one piece. You were like, oh, is this too cheeky or whatever? But right when you like went out there, your family was like, oh my God, that's such a cute bathing suit. You did it, Nicole. You're a cutie.
Hell yeah.
And then we went back in, and one of the most baffling things of this trip was how little your family knows about Wheel of Fortune.
Why?
It just seems like such a ubiquitous game show that it's like, yeah, everyone knows the rules and how to play Wheel of Fortune.
I mean, not really. It's like essentially, yeah, like you just guess the word, but some of the categories are weird.
Well, they didn't even know, like, oh, if you pick C and there's 3 C's, you get whatever dollar amount per each C. Those types of rules. It was weird, and 2 very funny things. It was a living thing, and it was friendly, and then space U space Y. And your sister was like, oh, I can solve this. I'll be able to get it in this 60 seconds. I got this. And at the end of the wire puts down friendly putty. And then I think it went to your mom, and she's like, I'm so glad. Or did it go to you and just wrote down friendly puppy? And we were like, oh, yeah, that makes more sense. A putty isn't a living thing.
Yeah, I mean, the most surprising thing to me was my sister's obsession with playing Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, yeah.
It was very funny.
If one of us didn't start peeing so long, we would have played a bunch of it.
Yeah, she was like, I'm pissed. I can't play this game now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, he's in there all alone. Of course I'm going to give him the Switch.
She could have taken, I wasn't prepared to do anything besides look at something.
Yeah.
But in Wheel of Fortune, the computer characters, the AI, they'll pick like the same kind of letters all the time. That it's like, it's never one of those, like a Y,
Q,
Q's, etc. So your mom 2 in a row picked one, and I was like, oh my God, your mom's AI over here. And there's a beat, silence, and then just like sounding slightly angry goes, did you just call me an AI? Or did you just call me AI? And we started laughing so hard. It was like when she said metal instead of metal.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was just like, it was so good because it was like rainy. And then I made like a slushy drink, and it was just good. Just vibing.
I'm going to try for a cough drop.
Thank fucking God. Did you want to move to the next day or?
Yeah, go for it, baby.
Then we went to Universal Studios, which was really fun.
And guys, I will say this. If you are aware of roller coasters and you hear a bunch of people say how terrible the Fast and Furious ride is there, it is earned. That ride sucks so bad.
It's so fucking terrible.
It's so bad that we accidentally got into the express pass lane.
They were like, nobody's waiting in line. You can just go.
Yeah, they were like, the lines are exactly the same. It does not matter.
Yeah.
But the Mummy ride was the highlight. Loved that.
I did not. Like, it was really cool, but the roller coaster part, no thank you.
Mm-hmm. I was like, Dudley Do-Right, save us.
No, I did. You fuck. Honestly, I don't think I would go to the Universal Studios park again. I really liked how everything was like COVID conscious. Like the lines were spread out really well, and there was hand sanitizer like fucking everywhere. And the single rider line option was fucking sick because it was just like me, James, and my sister. We split off from my mom and grandma, and we were like, fuck it, let's just go in the single rider line. And there's just like no wait for anything.
Yeah. Like the Transformers one, it was like a 30-40 minute wait. And by the time we were from start to line to outside thinking what to do next, I think it was 17 minutes.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, Krusty Land was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
So there's a map of Krusty Land, the fictional Krusty Land, in the park. Like it's hey, you are here type deal.
Yeah.
They don't sell that. The only thing, I just want a poster of it or an actual map-sized thing. Mm-hmm. Do I have anything else on Universal?
I just wanted to say that, so the reason why I was pass is because it felt like all of the rides were the same.
Oh, yeah.
And not in a good way. It was just a screen in front of you, and then you're sitting in a car that just shakes.
Yeah.
Basically just go to the movie theater and sit in one of those, what are those called? Those 4D chairs or whatever is basically what it was.
And what sucks is some of the rides, like the Simpsons ride, is now old enough for you to be like, well, this looks old.
Dude, no, I thought that was the best one because the screen stretched all the way around. It was so fucking cool.
I mean, picture quality.
I guess.
I liked the Minions one. That one was fun.
It was cute.
The Jimmy Fallon one was surprisingly fun, but again, it was that same kind of setup. And it was very, the weird thing about all these rides is they're extremely short for, not really much going on with them. So I would say go to The Mummy. Go to E.T. That one was great.
Yes.
Still holds up. And then I guess Transformers was okay, but you got kind of motion sickness on it. Oh, no, the Simpsons
that
ride.
made me want to barf. There's just so much shaking and so much going on. And it was just that one part where it was the one was eating you. That's what I was like, oh, I'm going to throw up.
And then he threw you up.
And then my sister was like, take 2 Dramamine. And then I was just like, can we go home? I'm so tired.
Never a good thing.
I just slept through the stunt show, which seems impossible for how fucking loud it was.
That was the best thing we went on.
And I was passed out.
It sucks that you weren't on there or cognizant during it, because the way they were doing that was so fucking cool. There was a huge screen.
It was, but the whole time I was just trying to be okay, which ones are part of the screen and which ones are real? And then I was like, oh, the lighting is different. I was like, that person's real, that person's real, that person's real.
It was still super cool. It was a nice Stuntacular, which is why we set it up front in the... Maybe I just talk quieter, James.
Yeah, dude.
In the...
Or talk slower, or both.
In the line, the queue, as you will, you had these, it would show stunts from the Bourne Identity franchise.
Yeah.
And then it'd show a clip and then, an explosion, and then it says Bourne Identity coming from the flames, the Stuntacular.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's gotta be the intro, Nicole. But then Disney.
Disney was fucking wild, dude.
Too many people.
Way too many fucking people. And they gave 0 fucks about COVID.
Yeah.
It was wild.
No hand sanitizer.
None.
It's crazy how they don't have, there's no air dry for your hands. It's just all paper. That seems so wasteful, Disney.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll say Disney is a place that if it is busy, I'm like that. There's no use in going to.
Yeah.
Because you barely get to go on anything, and the great thing about Disney is the immersion into each land, that's fun to like go around and look at. So if you're just like going from one place to another and like having to like, you can't just stand in the middle of somewhere because people will be like, hey, I'm walking here. You should be too. So yeah, it was just, that was an exhausting day. But there was some fun to be had, baby.
Yeah. My mom was like, we barely went on any rides. And I was like, what do you mean? We went on so fucking many. And then I like started listing them. And she's like, oh, yeah.
I will say the best ride, just as a ride, not our experience that we had, because we'll talk about that later, the 2 rides. But the best one is the Monsters, Inc. laugh floor. It's so good because it's like people doing improv crowd work, but
it's just an improv show
with clearly that they have like some sort of motion capture rig on, or like a camera's pointing at them, which makes monsters on screen like move. And at first I thought it was just going to be a pre-recorded thing, but when they started interacting with the crowd, I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So I would say there's never going to be a long line for it. It's one of the shows, so like tops 20 minutes. I recommend hitting up Monsters, Inc. laugh floor. But then the 2 best rides, I would say, were that in Tomorrowland, that raceway.
No, what?
Because of the experience we had.
Like, yeah, I loved just riding that with you, but it's not the best ride.
I was about to say the mistake we had was having you drive, but no, like the best part about it was you were the one driving.
Yeah. Those things just did not, the steering was terrible.
And right away, like we're like gusting into the wind, it starts raining and like your skirt flies up and you're like, my skirt.
Oh no.
And I go, okay, no, I'll monitor that situation, Nicole.
Yeah.
Like the little pervy I am.
Uh-huh.
But then I think I loved running to Space Mountain with you and then riding Space Mountain. That was very fun.
I did not like riding Space Mountain.
Should have been in the front. You could have seen where things were going.
Not a fan of a roller coaster in the dark.
Roller coaster in the dark.
Because it wasn't a bad one. It was the same as the fucking train mining cart one, but it was just in the dark. Mm-hmm. And I just, no thank you.
What was, in your opinion, the best ride?
I don't know. I always really love Haunted Mansion, but that just experience fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Like waiting in line for 90 minutes.
Because it broke down halfway through without
heat and rain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the whole time we were on it, it kept like breaking down.
Chemicals breaking down.
What the fuck? I love the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Oh, yeah.
The Country Bear Jamboree, I was surprised by.
My only issue with that is either change up the sound system in there because it does not sound good, or the only time it, in quotes, sounded good was when they had the lyrics on screen. Because then I bet it actually, if they didn't, I wouldn't have understood what was going on. But then I know what's going on because it's being read to me.
Yeah. It's like a little sexist, but besides that, it was cool.
Mm-hmm. I love that dude talking about like blood. Yeah.
I was like, Jesus.
That's that 1970s humor.
I guess.
Did you that use? Yeah, because we watched that video. I don't know if you were watching during this portion, but that was that had one of the longest lines.
Yeah.
When it opened.
Yeah, but wasn't that because of like a misconception with how the lines were rated or something? Yeah.
Probably.
I weirdly love It's a Small World, but obviously like Pirates of the Caribbean fucking slaps.
I think it's Carabiner.
Yeah. I would ride that one like 80 fucking times. I think my mom rode it like 4 or 5 times. Legitimately. I only rode it once, but
I almost was like, let's round about and do Laugh Floor again.
I'm surprised you didn't.
I think it's because we were either about to eat or we had to go to the center for that huge show.
Yeah, the castle show or whatever.
Which Nicole's mom was very excited to see it and awesome.
Too excited.
Too many. There were too many people there, guys.
There were way too many fucking people and...
No one respecting lines.
No fucking setup.
No security.
Like there were no like barricades of like, hey, this is where you should stand so that people can get through.
No.
They literally just put like a yellow piece of tape on the ground. It's like, that's literally not going to do anything. And then had like someone with a double stroller trying to get through.
And like a man was laying down and they were like, and can
like
you get
almost
up?
Trying to like run this child over. And I was like, excuse you? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, go. There's a circle around you. Have a map.
Yeah, it was wild. And yeah, and just people were fucking rude at Disney. Even just getting in.
Oh, yeah.
That family literally shoved me out of the way. And then they didn't have any of their tickets ready.
Yeah, they had to like go on their phone to like pull up a bunch of other stuff for the people to access the phone, which I was like, no, guys, we cannot do that when we get to the park because your mom and grandmother were like, oh, well, if we have any issues, they'll just like help us out. And I was like, no, because you wouldn't want to be behind someone having to do that. So we're not going to do that.
Normally it's fine, but the fact that they shoved me out of the way was fucking insane. And there's like 6 of them.
None of them had their tickets.
And they did not have their tickets ready. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh. Well, it's now we're at the end. I very much enjoyed that restaurant we ate at. It was good food, delicious.
Yeah. The Starlight Cafe
in Tomorrowland.
I got a salad and it was good.
If you're gluten-free and or vegetarian, go there because if you want a burger, you can get a vegetarian burger with Impossible meat.
Yeah, and they have gluten-free buns.
So after that,
but I just really wanted a salad.
Yeah, we ran to Space Mountain because I was like, that's the one I want to do. And it had like a 10-minute wait on it. So we run. Luckily, we got there when we did because everyone else had the same exact thought. Hey, it's only 10 minutes. Let's all go.
Because it was like right after the castle show.
And I feel so bad for the attendants that it's like, it's 10. We're supposed to be closed. And why are there more people in line?
I think it actually stays open until like 2.
Oh.
Doesn't it?
No. It says until 10.
I don't know why. I feel like I heard
Universal
that.
at.
I know that, but I thought, I don't know.
I don't know either. This is running a little long.
Yeah. Well, that's why we were gonna just make it a whole episode.
Yeah, but I don't know. That just seems boring, At least to listeners. Do listeners want to hear us? Like, we're not like doing cheeky banter back and forth right now.
They can seek forward.
Okay, all right. So, and then one last thing. My friend Giraffe, a.k.a. Nate, he, I guess, works at, we were high school friends. I produced his rap group, Deep Swish, which has MC Deep on it. Listen to MC Deep's old episode. He... we were waiting for your parents, and all of a sudden I hear his voice say, like, you son of a bitch. And like I'm like, oh my God, it's him. And it was really nice catching up with him. I'm planning on getting him on Death from Above soon, so be on the lookout for that. But it was just very serendipitous. He works there, and his wife works at the restaurant we were waiting outside of. So 1 in a billion, Nicole. Oh, wait, there was one last thing about that. We both had the same opinion. It was like 50 years of Walt Disney. And there's a bunch of fireworks and like music from each year, like all the big movies and whatnot, showing it up, projected on screen. And Mickey Mouse gets on and he's like, this is one of the most magical places. but it's not because of me and all the characters. The magic is you. And as we're running, we're like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And Nicole goes, yeah, but, and I was like, are you going to say Mickey Mouse? And Nicole's like, yeah. It just felt so corporate speak to like make people feel something like I am the magic. And it's like, no, you're not. You're just money to them.
Yeah. And like, all your dreams can come true if you just believe. I was like, am I just that bitter and cynical?
No, because you also need a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So for me, the rest of the week, gonna be very short.
Mm-hmm.
I watched all of Chucky season 1, a whole mess of Impractical Jokers. The Brooke Shields episode, guys, seek it out, watch it. And then a bunch of Community, rewatched some Duncanville, started Puppet Master Retro. Scary. Don't watch that while you're feeling like you're gonna die from a long stinky pee.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, breaking it. I woke up with COVID. No one else had it. Still no one else has it in our group. It sucked. Don't get COVID.
Lesson learned. Don't get COVID.
So, Nicole, how was your week?
I'm going to just kind of make it quick. But basically, so we went during hurricane season, and so the pool was almost always empty. It was fucking dope. I loved all the little just lizards running around everywhere. They're fucking cute as hell. And, so if you've ever been to like Cedar Point or Six Flags during the Halloween season, they have like scare actors running around and fog and shit and like spooky shit going on.
Nonstop.
So, and that doesn't like cost extra. Just cost extra if you want to go in the haunted houses. So when booking this, my mom and I just like assumed that's kind of what Disney and Universal were gonna be like, because they had special like extra ticketed events, which was like Mickey's Boo Bash or whatever, and then Halloween Horror Nights. And we were like, oh, well, we don't need like a spooky parade. The place is gonna be spooky already. It's not. If you want to go there for the Halloween shit, you have to pay extra for it for the event. Otherwise, it's just like a normal day. So that kind of sucked because I was like, wow, we really fucked up. I mean, I did end up going to Halloween Horror Nights, but it was just like, it was disappointing because I was like, oh, wow, we really fucked up. We should have did the Mickey's Boo Night or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in case anyone has that same thinking, it's incorrect. Just pay or it was like we should have just went to the Halloween thing and not the regular part.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I feel like we just totally fucked up, but I don't know if at Disney the rides are going during that. I know that in Universal there's only like a couple that are still operational during that. I have to pee real bad.
All right.
I gotta take a stinky piss.
All right. So, guys, I'll give a quick rundown of Chucky and my thoughts on that. You might be wondering. First 4 episodes, I'll try to not spoil this. First 4 episodes, I was not enjoying it. The acting's weird. It feels like trashy, but not good trash. And the only good times were when Chucky was on the screen, poking jabs, being cool. But because all it really was people use this as a derogatory term. I am just using it as I won't even say it's like a kids on bicycles, even though there are parts when it is. it felt more like Riverdale-y kinds of deals where it's like a teen drama thrown into this. But after the last 4, this might be a little bit of spoilers, but you can assume that this would start happening. It starts intertwining into past Child's Play and Chucky lore, so it ends up being like very, very, very fucking good. So if you can get past those first 4, or you get past those first 4, and then you're going to be in for a real good treat on the last 4. It's great how everything starts getting intertwined. I would recommend it for that. And that's truly all I did. That first night, I thought I was going to die. It sucked. My fever spiked to 105. I was in the shower as hot as it could go, and I had goosebumps still. My nipples were hard, and I felt like I was going to pass out. And then the following day, I was just like groggy, couldn't eat. The next day, this is like fast forward a couple, 15 seconds if you're like, don't want to hear about like vomit stuff. But the entire morning, I threw up. And like we've talked about my throw up before, like it's just constant like vomit and like screaming. And oh my God, those 2 little cats are sleeping together and I'm in a room by myself. Wow.
They're so cute.
Within 30 minutes, I threw up like 6 times. The back of my throat was bleeding. It was bad.
I'm sorry, Bug.
But yeah. Nicole, do you want to make this 2 episodes?
I mean, you could just do like part 1, part 2.
Yeah, I'm like let's just let's do our plugs right now because I talked about
I'm
Chucky.
Not done.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Rude.
Oh, I thought you were.
No. Rude.
All right, what's that?
Because I didn't even get to talk about Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I should save that for Parents Under the Stairs. But I feel like I don't know how much crossover there would be. It's fine. I'll talk about it. So we went there, and so I went there with my sister. It was just us. It was super fucking cool. The line wait is super long, though. I would say if you're like a hardcore fan, pay for the express pass.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're going to be fucking pissed because the lines there are so long.
Yeah.
It's like an hour and a half for almost every ride or every haunted house thing.
Hey, just keep going on the Mummy and the single rider line.
We went on the Michael Myers like Halloween one, and that was so fucking cool. Like I would have went on that 5 more times if I could have. It was, oh God, it was so fucking cool, dude. It was like, because it was basically just going through the whole like first movie. Like it was scary, but I was more just like, oh, fucking yes.
You're a nerd now.
Like when there would be a Michael Myers like slowly backing away into the hedges, I was just like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, that's so scary.
It's like Homer.
And the like sheet ghost with the glasses and just like the different murders. And there was the scariest part was the mirror maze with the like 50 Michael Myers there. It was so fucking scary.
Wait, there were literally 50 there?
Literally 50.
Damn.
I stood there and I counted all of them.
That's why the line was so long. Yeah. Not for you, for everyone else.
It was so cool. Oh, they even had like an entire, like it looked like an entire front of a bus just come at you. And it was awesome. So it's like Universal. What the hell? You're capable of setting up these super fucking sick experiences. Why do your rides suck ass?
I think it's just they were like when you get this new technology, you're like, let's use this technology. We paid for the R&D. It's fun. And it's like, well, used properly and sparingly it is, but once you overuse it, then it's like, oh, okay, we're just trying to tailor in any franchise into this, and they just don't work.
Yeah, it just felt like the same ride, but reskinned for a different IP. Yeah, the Halloween one was so fucking cool. Then we went on the Weekend one, which is a musician, and it was scarier just because I had no idea what to expect, but it wasn't as cool because it just kind of felt like a horror music video.
Like Thriller.
I don't know. It was fine. The line was fucking insane for that one. Like, there was so many people. Before we got to the like main zigzag part, I thought there was like a concert going on. But then we got to that part and I was like, oh, it's just the fucking line. It was crazy. And no one, so, you know, like during the day for the regular park, there were people wearing masks. But for Halloween Horror Nights, I'm pretty sure I literally only saw one other person.
Wowzers.
And there was like 2 or 3 times as many people there. But yeah, that was cool. We went to a
pyrotechnic show?
Yeah, like pyrotechnic with like an aerial performer. And it was like, they were all kind of like dance numbers. It was so fucking sick. I'm so glad we went to that. It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
It was so badass. And it was like, ooh, it's for adults, so we're gonna be sexy.
Were they?
Yeah, so it was really fucking cool.
Did someone take their titty out?
No. But they were all in like what the fuck do you call those, like not garter belts?
I think that's what it is.
No, because that's like for your socks.
Okay.
What the fuck are those called?
Bustier.
No.
The like thing that like makes you skinny.
No.
Spanx?
Not a corset. Fuck. Well, anyway, you know, like it goes around your waist and then it connects to your tights or whatever. Anyway, because they're hot. But yeah, so a sexy fire show, which was super badass. They had alcohol, so we got a couple drinks. And they had like themed foods, which I'm always just like a fucking sucker for.
Oh man, did they have hot dogs because it's like it's fire stuff?
What?
Because if it's pyrotechnics, it's a hot dog.
I meant like at Universal.
Oh yeah, like that Chucky one that's like all gross and it looks like it has blood stuff on top.
Sure.
Ugh, gross.
And of course, the merch was really cool too. I got a cool shirt. And the scare actors were really fucking cool. There was like this scarecrow on stilts, which was so awesome. It was cool and I liked it. But I recommend getting an express pass if you want to go on more than like 2 things.
I'm not surprised it was a scarecrow on the stilts because you need not have a brain to get on a stilt, am I right?
The fuck?
I'm trying to say, like, you know, if I only had a brain, you have to not have a brain. That's what I should have said. You have to not have a brain to get on a pair of stilts.
Oh, because it's scary.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a brain.
Sure.
Oh, we went to Chewy's. You forgot that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. The internet mentioned it was like slightly Elvis themed, but I have no idea where that was. It was just like old car themed.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool and fun, but apparently no one else did.
I thought it was very good.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah, I fucked up, but besides that, it was good. Like ordering, but it was Besides that, it was really fucking good.
If I had known that I would get COVID a couple days later, I would have eaten all of the food that you did not eat.
Yeah. Should have.
Yeah, because now I look like I'm, what's his face? Heath Ledger in a movie that he needs to lose a bunch of weight for. Or Christian Bale. I could have also used Christian Bale.
Christian
He's
Bale
did that
and
too.
The Machinist.
Yeah, because
Is that what it was?
I was truly so exhausted that like the last 2 days I've just been crying. Like if good things or bad things happen. Because I looked in the mirror and I was like, I look like I'm a dying patient in a hospital, and I started crying because I like had worked to get my body looking decent. The day I got COVID, I finally like my cum gutters came in. I still need to show Nicole pics because I did take pictures, but you know, we can't be in the same room, and I'm not going to send her these pictures. She probably doesn't want me to send them to her. Because you can see like the base of my shaft in them.
Anyway.
Ernie worms.
I had a lot of fun besides, you know, just general things that happened. But I feel like that's just normal when you know, besides you getting COVID, I feel like that's normal when you go on a family vacation.
I assumed it was not COVID, how you described, like, you know, some of the little things that just happen.
Yeah.
I did forget to mention when we were in the Disney Emporium late at night about to leave. I forgot why, but like I was like, Nicole, I know why we're I think someone was like, why are we just standing here? I was like, I know why we're just standing here. And I like I went to grab your hand with your mom and grandmother right by me. And I was like, wait, nope. I forgot we're not by ourselves right now. So I can't do a fake proposal for it to be funny, because these two might take it seriously.
No, it's not a question. It's yes. It's not might.
But it would be very funny to like, hey, I popped the question in the Disney Emporium while waiting for your sister to get a t-shirt.
Yeah. Super funny.
No, I mean, it would have been like, that's a stupid, why would I do that? It would be funny if this were real, like, oh, why is James doing this right now?
Right, like it's bad.
He could have done this while we were waiting for them, while we were in the almost empty town square.
Or just like literally any other time.
Yeah, in a week on It's a Small World, I could have done it.
Yeah.
Man, it is crazy how they changed that last room to depict Christian heaven.
What?
It's a tweet I made, and like I think only R2 Shelby 2 liked it, and I was like, "That's a solid tweet. Like that
seems correct.
That's good." Besides finding out you're Italian, I think that's about it from the trip.
Shut up.
Oh, and you bought me a Toxie from the Toxic Crusaders figurine when you went to a collectible store.
Yeah. And I went to a couple of those gift shops. Those wacky gift shops, the one with the giant wizard and one with a giant mermaid, just like on the outside of the building.
You're a giant wizard, Harry.
I was really close to buying a shot glass that had boobs on it.
Dude.
And it was wearing a bikini with a weed leaf.
Nicole Lee Jacobs.
And I was like, if I buy this, I'm gonna just want to start a collection of shot glasses with boobs, and I don't want that in my life.
Okay, all right.
So I took a picture of it.
Why didn't you send me that? You knew I'd get torqued.
Yeah, fully torqued.
Truly, like Nicole, like this has been torture. Like I felt truly alone and isolated this entire time, and like people know that I love being around you. My love language is touch.
I love being around you too.
I wasn't saying you didn't.
Well, in my love language is quality time, and that's what a vacation is.
But like right now, I haven't been able to hug Nicole since Tuesday. So like almost a full week now.
Almost.
And when we were on the train, we had to sit next to each other, of course. And like Nicole went to sleep and just like her leg was on my leg. And I was like, go, oh. Oh, and then someone walked in on me while I was like using the bathroom.
While you were jerking off in the bathroom?
No, I'm glad I had COVID. Well, that's also probably why I wasn't like I slid it over. I was like, okay, this is locked, right? I should have kept trying. Should have tried to make sure. But here's some etiquette for you guys. If you walk in...
Fucking knock on the door.
Okay, yes, that. But also, if you walk in on someone, especially if it's the only bathroom, like this was... If they would have they could have went to the other side and it would have been like 4 bathrooms.
It's a single person stall.
It's a single person stall, but also it's a like family handicap one.
Sure, yeah.
So it's the only one in the eater's car. So when you have other options and you walk in on someone, find another fucking bathroom. Don't wait outside for this person to come out and be more embarrassed because they're like, oh, yep, I'm seeing you again.
Sure. My phone is dying.
Okay. All right, then you can turn that off because let's wrap it up. And then you'll plug that in and we'll go and record another episode. Because I'm down, I'm ready to talk Fiveman. Next week, guys, be amped.
Okay.
What you got to plug, Nicole?
Oh, follow Darling Homebody on all the social medias. Go to darlinghomebody.com for all the stuff that I make.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/darlinghomebody for a monthly sticker or magnet. And listen to this fucking podcast.
Yeah, go back, listen to old episodes.
Yeah.
If you're like, why didn't they talk about Stuntacular? Listen to last week's.
Yeah.
Go on to patreon.com/MLM pod, where for $5 a month, you get things like us talking about Akiba Ranger. Oh, baby, it's going to be good. And we got engaged with Nicolas Cage this week. We're talking whisper talkers or wind talkers. I'm excited for it. Who knows? It's my birthday and our anniversary if you're listening to this the day it's out. So hop on the Patreon as a birthday gift. September 30th. Yeah! And listen to my music wherever music is found. And we've got 2 new podcasts coming up. First, Formulaic with R2 Shelby 2 and I. It's a script writing podcast. And The Height of Horror with Presley from Parents Under the Stair. She's been on this a few times. Oh no, COVID make me stop doing S.
Maybe that's what was wrong with Corey that one time.
Height of Horror, we're trying to find the definitive answer. What is the best and what is the worst year for horror movies? It's going to be good, so hop on that when it's out at the end of October. So yeah, MLMpod.com. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. That's all I got today. Nicole, I love you.
I love you.
And I've been James.
And I've been Nicole.
And we've been Mostly Speaking Sentai, the Stunt Spectacular. Bye.
Except this episode, or I guess part 1. It's part 1, so it still counts.
Yeah, but, no, I'm going to say this is episode 64 and the next one's 65. All right, see you guys. Bye. Bye. This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCollum. For more content, please visit MLMpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today. Oh, yeah.